Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. Uh, Welcome to the SSIS class, and many students have requested for this class. That is the reason I'm just conducting the class, and we are not going to conduct SSIS, after this. So make sure that you have to enroll in this batch. If not, you need to buy the videos and practice on your own. Right? SSIS is ETL software and more demanding software, even though we have a cloud ADF is available in the market, but SSIS is rocking and lot of opportunities with reporting plus SSIS and SQL combinations, right? So if you learn only reporting, that is useless. Many people, what they do, they only learn 20 days of Power BI and 5 days of SQL Server. They apply for the jobs. These people will not be able to get a job forever. Forever, they'll say that I'm not able to crack the interview because they don't have the proper knowledge. Okay, in 20 days or 1 month, you will not be able to get anything, right? You would have studied 20 years of education, and people cannot give more than 2 to 3 months to get a job. So everything to be done in 1 month. So that cannot be done, right? In 20 years of your degree or BTech or BSc, you will be able to get only 20,000 rupees, 30,000 rupees salaries, right? But when you learn this kind of skills like, Power BI, SQL, SSIS, people are not willing to put lot of efforts and lot of time, everything to be done in 1 month. So it is not, because with these skills, you will be able to get much more salaries. With the 20 years of education, you're able to get only 20,000 rupees, 30,000 rupees salaries, right? So you need to understand one important, this is skill based training, and with the skills only you will be able to get much more job opportunities in the IT industry. And never think that you complete these courses within within 1 month or within 15 days. That cannot happen. You need to have minimum 3 to 6 months time to complete the course called data analytics, right? So data analytics, where you have two important concept that is going to come. So data analytics you will be learning, right? In this, the first concept is called data engineering. Data engineering. So, and plus reporting, right? As part of data engineering means collecting the data, cleaning the data, and loading the data into the data warehouse. Data engineering means collecting the data and cleaning the data or the transform the data. So transform the data, or we'll say clean the data, right? And or you can say change the data, whatever you think. Okay, collect the data from the different sources, transform the data, clean or change the data, then you do the data modeling also. Data modeling has to be done, and after that, what you do, you are going to be loading the data. So as part of data engineering, you are going to be doing lot of activities in your company, right? So data analytics means data engineering plus reporting. So reporting means you need to create lot of charts and graphs, so that you will be able to create with the help of any reporting software, right? For the data engineering, so what are the skills that you have to know? You have to know in depth of SQL, in depth of SSIS, right? SSIS or ADF today, cloud computing, or you need to know the data warehousing knowledge and the data modeling, right? All these things you have to know in order to become a data engineering guy, right? So in order to know the reporting, you will be able to learn Power BI, or you can have even Excel is also beautiful reporting tool, or you can also have Tableau, right? And SSRS is also Microsoft tool, or you can have any other business object, or SAS BI. Lot of tools are available where you should be able to create a reports, but only if you wanted to create a report, that is fine, but you will be able to get only 20% of the time you are busy with the creating the reports, and 80% of the time you people are busy with the doing data engineering activities. Remember, data engineering means you have to know the SQL, SSIS or ADF or data warehousing, data modeling, all these things you have to know. So data engineering is more important. So you get the data, you load the data, then you create a reports and everything. Am I clear? So only if you learn reporting and that is useless, you will be able to get only 20 to 30% of the job work after joining the company. Then your manager will say you don't have the proper skills or proper knowledge. So you know only the reporting. So reporting people will not be there for the IT companies more than 1 to 2 years if you learn only reporting. But if you wanted to be there in the company for 20, 30 years, definitely all these skills you have to know it, right? Only SSIS is not sufficient or only ADF is not sufficient. So you have to know SQL knowledge, you need to know data warehousing knowledge, data modeling knowledge. DM means data modeling, creating a primary key, foreign key relationships, and Power BI and one reporting software knowledge we have to know it, right? So you people are already learning Power BI, that has been covered, but today we are going to be talking about data engineering, where you are going to be collecting the data, transforming the data, cleaning the data. Cleaning means changing the data, then do the data modeling and everything. So you may ask me, sir, already Power BI has a concept called Power Query. Power Query is a ETL in Power BI, but Power BI can store, as we know, Power BI can store a maximum of 10 GB of data. So do you think that only 10 GB of data do you have in your in your project? It will not be, right? So Power Query is there, it can deal with very very small amount of data, but when you have a large amount of data, Power BI Power Query will fail. So we need to have the dedicated softwares. For example, your mother or my mother can cook the food for 5 people or 10 people, right? Or you and me also can cook the food for 5 people, 10 people. But there is a wedding event, 1,000 people got invited. Okay, so 1,000 people got invited. So your mother, my mother cannot cook the food for them. We have to have a dedicated catering, or we need to go to the hotel. We need to have the food over there. So why? Because when you have a small amount of people, your mother or you and me can prepare the food easily. But when you have a large amount of crowd like 1,000 guys, 2,000 packs is there, then definitely your mother, my mother cannot prepare the food for them. We need to have a dedicated team called catering team, or the food suppliers will be there who's going to be getting the food for you, supplying the food, and they'll be charging you, right? So when you wanted to load large amount of data, when you wanted to have the large amount of data, collecting the data from the different places and storing the data, all the data we are going to be putting into data warehousing. We don't load and we don't store the data into the Power BI, because Power BI can store only small amount of data. So forget about this software. So you have to get the data from the company and you have to load the data into the bigger data warehouse, and after that we are going to be creating a reports and everything. So you don't store any data in the Power BI, you don't store data anywhere. Clear? So that is the reason why many companies are started using SSIS, and SSIS is as part of MSBI, right? MSBI is started in the year 2005, and MSBI, where you will be able to get the three tools, SSIS and SSAS and SSRS. Microsoft has uh, SQL Server, right? So SQL Server 1.0 got got released in 1989. It is the completely RDBMS tool. It can store the data, it can keep the data, right? So we have Microsoft SQL Server to store the data, right? If you talk about S3, of Microsoft. Microsoft started SQL Server 1.0 in 1989, and it is purely RDBMS software. RDBMS means you can say it is a SQL software. What is the meaning? It can store the data, which can retrieve the data. SQL Server or RDBMS means you can think of it is a go down or the tank. In the tank, what you do? You put the water, you get the water. In the RDBMS, what you do? You store the data, you retrieve the data. So the later we have a lot of versions, right? So 3.0, and we have 5.0, then 7.0, then SQL Server 2000. Till SQL Server 2000, it is completely RDBMS software. But later, Microsoft has released 2005 version. So this got released in the year of 2005, and along with RDBMS, what they have done in this, they have added MSBI. That means SSIS and SSAS and SSRS got added. So these three tools are called as Microsoft Business Intelligence. It is started in the year 2005. What do you mean by SS? SS means for SQL Server Integration Services. Integration means combining, right? And analysis services and reporting services. With the help of MSBI, you can get the data, perform the ETL operations, then you can process the data, you can create a lot of reports and everything, right? Later, Microsoft is came up with the Power BI. Power BI is self-service BI software where you should be able to create without any technical knowledge. You can create a reports, but SSRS and everything where you need to have technical knowledge to create a report, right? So SSRS is a reporting tool. Nowadays Power BI is also there, but Power BI internally again has a small ETL tool, small analysis tool. Everything is there because it can deal with a small amount of data. Microsoft thought if you have large amount of data, dedicated tools you need to use. But when you have a small amount of data, as we know, Power BI can deal with up to 10 GB of data. For that, again, why should I take ETL software? Why should I take analysis software separately? So Power BI has all of them. So ETL, this is what is called analysis, right? And this is what is called reporting software. So if you have small amount of data, you take Power BI. Power BI has everything, but it can deal with a small amount of data. But if you don't need, if you have large amount of data, or if you cannot use a Power BI, that is when you have to use dedicated software. So reporting purpose, we may use SSRS or we may use Power BI as well. Clear? So that is what. So MSBI started in year 2005. So later Microsoft, released 2008 software, then 2008 R2. It is released to software. It is released in 2010. The next version, 2012, 2014, 2016, and 2017 continuously it was releasing. The last version is 2019 of SQL Server software. So this is the software that you have to install, so that when you install, you will be able to get RDBMS software, plus you will be able to get MSBI. All SSIS and SSAS and SSRS will get installed in your computer. Clear? So if you don't know how to install this, I will show you in one class. And minimum you need to have the laptop configuration, let me tell you. And any processor is fine, right? Any processor is fine. i3, i4, AMD, Ryzen processor. And minimum to 4 GB of RAM is required. Minimum 4 GB RAM or more, and minimum 256 GB SSD or hard disk you can have, HDD, right? So these are the laptop configurations that you need to have. So what is the version you need to install? This one. This software I will give you. I will give you the software and I will show you how to install this. This is the laptop hardware configuration. But what are the softwares that you need to have? Operating system will be compulsorily you need to have Windows 10 or later. Later means 11. You will have home or you can have a pro. Anything you can have, but you cannot have 7. If you have a Windows 7, you cannot, install SQL Server 2019 software. So make sure you have to have this. If you don't have the required software, go to the hardware shop and you should be able to, right? You should be able to ask them to upgrade. So RAM is this much, and this software I'm going to be giving on Monday or Tuesday. You will be able to install, and when you install, SQL will be installed plus MSBI also will be installed, so that SSIS and SSAS and SSRS also will be installed. Anyhow, we are not going to be using these two, so but automatically everything will be installed, nothing to worry. But SSIS we can use and we will be able to, work with this. And so you need to install this, and in your laptop, MS Office is compulsory. Okay, 2007 or later versions you can have, and PDF is compulsory. You can download this freely. You can install WinZip or WinRAR to zipping the purpose. Zipping purpose you need to have. That's it. These are the softwares that you have to install so that you will be able to, work with this SQL Server. So SQL Server is not a only data storing software. So it is also MSBA software. So when you install 2005 or later versions, you will be able to get MSBA. So this is ETL software, then analysis software and reporting software. Yeah, am I clear? Now let me tell you, so where exactly we are going to be using this. If you go to a company called Amazon company and you ask them, where is your data? Amazon company is doing lot of business all over the world, right? Lot of business all over the world. They wanted to they wanted to understand how the business is happening, or they wanted to know how the sales is going on across the world, right? So they have data all over the world. So when you ask them, sir, you give me your data, I can tell you how the sales is happening, or I would like to perform a data analytics. The first problem is that they have the data, but the data got lot of issues or lot of challenges. What is the first challenge? The first challenge is the data is not centralized. The location is the challenge. So lot of data in India, lot of data in US, lot of data in UK, lot of data in Japan, because everywhere the company is doing the sales. The location is the problem. The data is not centralized. The data is decentralized. So any company will have a lot of challenges they have, when you talk about data. So this is what is called data challenge. We are talking about a single Amazon company or Citibank. You take one company, they're globally having the business. They will be having a large amount of data, plus they will be able to, have lot of issues with the data. The first issue, the location. The second issue, the environment in which the software is running. They may have SAP in India, or they may have a .NET, or they may have a Java, or they may have Android apps are also running and collecting the data, or some of the data may be available in Excel sheets, or some of the data is available in notepads or XML, blah blah blah. So the data not only in one place, but also it is available in different environments. All the data belong to Amazon company. You cannot take only India data and do the data analytics, or you cannot take only the data from the Java. You cannot perform data analytics because all the data belong to the single company. So you need to collect all the data, then centralize the data. The next one is called the size of the data. In India, the sales may be more. They have a large amount of data. In some countries, they may be medium amount of data. In some other countries, you have small amount of data. When you have a small amount of data, there is no issue. But when you have a large amount of data, you have to think about the servers, networking issues, routers, lot of configurations and setup and installations you need to take care, and data loading and high availability issues. Lot of things you need to think before you getting the data from the, from the uh, enterprise businesses. Clear? When you have large amount of data. And the fourth problem is that when you have a large amount of data, data accuracy. Accuracy means whether it is a cleaned data or not. You may have highly cleaned data. If the data is directly coming into the system, means it will be cleaned data, or you may have medium cleaned data, or you may have low accuracy of the data. What is the meaning? The data the company is storing may not be very, very cleaned data. So it is having lot of duplicated data, lot of misspelled data, lot of invoices are not proper, not properly entered, not all billing information is not captured properly, some of the data is having blank values, null values, misspelled value. So all that data, even though it is enterprise company, but end of the day a data entry operator will be there, so they are feeding the data into some of the applications. So human being tend to do any mistake, they may do the mistakes also. You have a large amount of data that is not so cleaned, so you have a lot of duplicated data, lot of misspelled data, lot of blank values. Like that, the data itself is having a lot of concerns and issues. Clear? So even though data is available in many places, it is completely decentralized. Data is decentralized, and data is available in lot of environments. And large have so large data, they may have small data, they may have or highly cleaned data or completely dirty data, bad data they have. Only 30-40% data can be used. So whatever be the case, you have to get the data and extract the data, and you should be able to transform the data. So this is where we are going to be using a softwares like ETL softwares. Now I'm going to be getting the data from here, getting the data from here, getting the data from here. Now, what is the ETL software I'm going to be talking about? Nowadays, so we can use ETL. One is called SSIS we can use. Now ADF also can be used. Azure Data Factory, which is on premises, which is a cloud based. Okay. So as of now, you should not be worried about this ADF. We will be learning ADF later. ADF is dead easy when you learn SSIS, right? ADS is more automated, more easy when you compare with SSIS, but lot of concept you will be able to learn completely. ETL you will be able to learn completely in SSIS, but not in Power Query, but not in ADF also. I have a lot of data coming from SAP. It may be in India, right? Now I have lot of data of Amazon company is there in US, and the software they may be having Excel, or some of the data the company is having in Excel, and this may be in Dubai or Japan. So like that, all this data belong to a Amazon company. So this is a single company data I'm talking about. What is the biggest issue is that I have decentralized data. I need to centralize this. Get this data from here, get the data from here, get the data from here. I can combine. SSIS means it is going to be extracting the data. It is ETL software, right? Extracting the data, transform the data. Transform means change or clean. We will talk about this later, so don't worry about it. Transform means uh, change or clean, then and load the data. Extracting means reading the data from the source system. Source could be any software, any hardware, it doesn't matter. SSIS is going to be SSIS means SQL Server Integration Services. It is going to be getting the data, and all the data will be transformed. If required, you can change the data, clean the data. Now all the data initially will be loaded into one server. This server is called as a staging server. Staging means temporary. Okay, it is not a permanent server, but server means a bigger computer. That is what you need to understand. Server means a bigger computer, but what software will be installed? SQL or any RDBMS software will be installed, right? Any RDBMS means you can say Oracle, or you can have SQL Server from Microsoft, or you can have DB2, or you can have Teradata, any RDBMS. All these are RDBMS softwares, or these are called SQL softwares. Any one of the software you can install and you can use this. Clear? So here all the data you're going to be putting, since it is RDBMS, you have to load the data in the tables, and all the data is going to be there. And what you do, you are going to be doing data cleaning work or data cleansing work. Clear? So you remove the duplicates data, remove dupes, or you may convert the data. You may convert the data, or you may split the data, or you may merge the data, or you remove some data, or you may do whatever you wanted to do it. So all these called as data cleansing activities, because if you don't clean the data, tomorrow what happens? You take the bad data and create a reports or perform data analytics. You create a bad report, the customer will not be happy about your report. You're saying, sir, this is what is your sales. You have a lot of duplicate data is loaded, and with the duplicate data you have created a sales report and sending it to the customer. When the customer check with their sales of the original data, it is not matching. So they'll ask you, have you cleaned my data? Now, if you say, no, 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 sir, I did not clean the data, means definitely the data analytics or the data science applications will fail. They don't, because end of the day, data has to be cleaned. Without data, cleaned data, you will not be able to create a beautiful reports. All even though you create a beautiful reports, customer will not be happy with your reports. They will throw your business intelligence applications out, right? So after this, what you do, you take all the data from this staging server. Again, we are going to be using one more ETL. Again, second time we'll use the ETL, again SSIS, or you can use any ETL software, and this data finally will be loaded into the bigger storage area. That storage area is called as a data warehouse. Clear? So all the decentralized data of the company, all the, because data is belong to a single company called Amazon company, but all the data is not in the single place, because you cannot do the data analytics only for India. You cannot do the data analytics only for US. It will be big headache for Amazon. They collect all the data, they clean the data, all the data you are going to be dumping into a bigger system called a data warehousing system, right? So data warehouse server. Clear? So how this is going to be created? In this also, you are going to be installing RDBMS or SQL software, and again Oracle SQL Server DB2 Teradata. These kind of a softwares are installed, but remember, large hardware we are going to be buying and installing inside that SQL software. Remember that. Clear? So this is the point. What is a warehouse? Warehouse means a go down. Warehouse means a go down. Now let me show you my laptop configuration. This is my laptop. I am having approximately 1 terabyte of hard, 1 terabyte of storage, 1 terabyte. Clear? And I'm having 8 GB of RAM. So, and I'm having i5 computer, i5 processor. This is what is my configuration. Now, if I install Oracle or SQL Server in this, so maximum what is the capacity of the data I can store? Only 1 terabyte of data. But I wanted to store 20 terabyte of data. Is it possible? The answer is no. You will not be able to do, because you have only 1 terabyte of hard disk. But can I buy? Can I install bigger hard disk here? No, this laptop will fail. Motherboard and other RAMs and everything will fail when you have only buy the hard disk. So what you do? You have to buy a bigger computer with the 100 terabyte of hard disk, and you have 1000 GB of RAM, right? So not 8 GB of RAM. So you will be able to buy a bigger computer. Inside that you install Oracle or SQL Server. So this machine is called as a data warehousing machine. Clear? So in your laptop also you can install Oracle SQL Server. Your laptop cannot be a data warehousing, because data warehouse means you have to store large amount of terabyte of data. Large amount of terabyte of data. So your laptop, even though you have Oracle, you have SQL Server software is installed, it cannot be your data warehousing. Data warehouse means software wise same SQL and same, right? Oracle will be there, but hardware wise you need to have. Clear? So for example, you wanted to construct a storeroom, so small size. You wanted to construct a go down. So how do you construct both of them? You may use wood or you may use cement and bricks. The construction wise, both of them are going to be using same material. But go down means large space you're constructing. A storeroom means very, very small in size. Clear? But for the constructing a storeroom, you may use same material, wood or anything you can use. But end of the day, when you have a bigger place, that is what is called a go down. When you have a smaller place, it is what is called a storeroom. Clear? If you install only SQL and Oracle, it will be only Oracle machine, but it is not an Oracle data warehousing server. Warehouse means you need to remember, you need to have a large amount of, hardware has to be procured. And what software you're going to be having? Small same SQL or Oracle software you can install, so that this is a bigger server. These servers are stored in the data centers. When you go to Google and when you look for data centers, okay, when you look for data centers anywhere in India or across the world, you will be able to see this kind of a data centers. Now, these are bigger machine. This is one data warehousing server. You can think very bigger machine. Clear? Or this could be one data warehousing server. You have a bigger servers are taken, and entire this machine is a single machine where you have installed SQL server or a data warehousing servers, so that large amount of data can go. So these are the data centers where large amount of servers are going to be there. You may have a data warehousing servers, or you may have a small servers, or you may have Hadoop servers, or any servers are going to be there. This may be data warehousing. This is a Hadoop server, right? This is maybe Hadoop server, or this may be some other server. This may be some other server, like that. All the data centers are going to be having these servers, cloud servers, this server, that server, types of servers, and data warehouse servers also will be available in the data centers only. One of the biggest server where one company's data is going to be loaded. But who's going to be loading the data? It is by the ETL software. You understand, every month people are buying and buying the product. I am in India. Morning I get up, I would like to buy a product today. Today is January 26th. I wanted to buy some products because a lot of offers are going on in India. So what I do, I go to Google, Amazon.com. I go to Amazon.in. Lot of Independence, Republic Day, Indian Bazaar is open. Lot of offers are there. I want to buy. So whenever you buying the product, the data will get collected, and all the data is there in the from your laptop. The data is going and coming and sitting into this server. So this website may be a Java website or SAP website, or it could be some X application, Y application, Z application, doesn't matter. But whenever you're buying anything, the data is going to be captured. So when the data is being captured here, one day this will be full. So either today or after 6 months or after 1 year, this server will be full, this server will be full, this server will be full. So one day this server is going to be full, right? So these kind of a servers are called as, this kind of servers are called as OLTP servers. Clear? We discussed about these points. So whenever you are having a fresh transaction, or fresh data is being saved, those kind of a servers are called as OLTP servers. So OLTP servers are there to store your fresh data. So it is there to run the business. So why OLTP servers are there? To run your business, to run the business. We are going to be having this server. This server means a big computer. That is what you need to understand. And these computers are going to be storing the data whenever you purchase something, or whenever you return something, whenever you rate anything about the product. All the data is being stored. But these servers are going to be taking the fresh data. One day, after 3 months or 3 years, this server will be full, this computer will be full. Now, what you have to take, you need to take the data. This is to run the business, we have the data, fresh the data, small amount of data only we are going to be having in these servers. These servers will be having less than 1 terabyte, maybe 500 GB of data, that is the maximum capacity, or less than 1 terabyte of data you can have it, and it is completely read and write data. 80% of the time we are going to be writing the data, and 20% of the time only we are reading the data. We watch, and many people are buying and buying. If they simply read or the watch the website, Amazon is not going to get any business, right? But it is not the case. Many people are watching the products and they're also buying, but most of the time Amazon website is getting lot of data writing is going to be happening in the OLTP stands for online transaction processing. Transaction means in Telugu lavadevi, right? So whenever you buy something, whenever you cancel something, whenever you book something, you go to the hotel, you order the food, or you go to the hotel, you book a room, or you cancel a room, or you go and call our people and you say that I wanted to have a ADF course or SSIS course. So whenever you call, that is a transaction. Whenever you ask something to us, that is a transaction. Clear? So transaction will have data. We are going to be capturing your data, like that Amazon is going to be capturing the sales data. If you go to the hotel, you may book the room, you may cancel the room. So booking is a transaction, canceling is a transaction. All the data is going to be stored in a one server, but these servers will be full one day. So what you do? You have to take all this data. So all the data manually you have to dump it here. You need to bring it here and you need to put it, right? So you have to get the data, you have to put it here, so that these things are empty. These things are empty. Now your servers is empty. Now again you go back, you again, run the business for 1 or 2 years or 6 months. Again, these servers are full. Again, you're going to be getting this data and putting the data into here. So you assume that every month you're putting 500 GB of data into 12 months of data, it will become 6 terabytes of data. It will be, right? 6 terabytes of data. So it will become here 6 terabytes into 10 years of data. It will become 60 terabytes of data. Clear? So every month you're having 500 GB of data, approximately you're getting from all these servers put together, and all the data monthly you're loading into here. So you should be able to get the, after 10 years, 60 terabytes of data. Data warehouse is going to be storing, remember, terabytes of data, and a data warehousing system is called as a OLAP system. Clear? We have two types of systems in the IT industry. One is called OLTP computer. The second one is called OLAP computer. OLAP means it is a data warehousing computer. So remember, what do you mean by OLAP? It is online analytical processing. Online analytical processing. So the company wanted to store the historical data in a single place. The fresh data will be here. So what they do? All the data will be loaded into the data warehousing. It is no more fresh data. It will become historical data, old data. So why we are going to be storing the data? Is it to run the business? No, 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 no. To analyze the business or to improve the business, whether how the business is happening. They wanted to analyze last 5 years of data. They wanted to know how the each and every brand is doing in India. So last 1 year data they cannot give anything, but when they have last 5-10 years of data, we can analyze the. When you have more data, we can analyze more. When you have a less data, we can analyze less, right? So to improve my business, I need to know what are the issues or what are the things happening in the business. I wanted to know. For that purpose, we need to capture last 10-20 years of the data, and they are going to be analyzing the data, and if there is an issue in the business, that they have to rectify it and they improve their business. That is the purpose why each and every company is going to be maintaining a data warehousing, and not a small amount of data, large data. What is the size here? So every month 500 GB into 12 months of data, it will become 6 terabytes of data. Into, I'm talking about 10 years of data, it will be 60 terabytes of data. So you need to understand Data warehousing can store large amount of data, that is terabytes of data. In OLTP, you may have GBs of data, 200, 300 GB per month or per, 2 months, 3 months will be getting all the data from here you are going to be loading. So data warehousing is a, large machine where you are going to be having historical data, large amount of data. It is completely old data, so read only data. Nobody is going to be making any modifications to the old data. Will you be calling amazon.com and saying I would like to modify this data? So you cannot modify except your phone number or address. Earlier transactions cannot be modified, right? So that is what you need to understand. Read only data. So OLTP means wherever there is a fresh data, that servers are called as OLTP servers. Remember, it can be Java or .NET or Excel, doesn't matter. Wherever there is a fresh data, that server is called as OLTP server. So whatever the application that we are using on daily basis, you may use PhonePe. What kind of an application? It is OLTP. What about Walmart.com or ICICIbank.com, Citibank.com, PhonePe, Paytm, Google Pay, whatever you're using. So whatever be the application that you're using, it is a completely OLTP application. Monster.com, you upload your fresh CVs, right? And everything is OLTP, OLTP, OLTP because the fresh data will be stored in that. Clear? So that is what you need to understand. Whatever we are using, it may be Java application, .NET application, Android application, iOS application, doesn't matter. But we are going to be dealing with only OLTP applications. So we are called as end users. End users are going to be always using this kind of an applications. But who's going to be using this kind of an applications? Business users. So what is the meaning? Business users means the CEO of the company or managers on the company or CTO of the company, all the board of directors of the company called as the business users. These people are going to be dealing with the OLAP applications. They wanted to create lot of reports and see the data, but when we connected, we are only connecting to Amazon.com and we will be able to buy the product. My father, let us say, he's working as a CEO for Amazon. So my father is called a business user, but me, my mother, everybody will be end users because we are not working for the Amazon company. We are only buying the product. Am I clear? So business user means people who wanted to run the business and they are part of the business. The Amazon company paying the salaries to these guys, right? So end users where you don't get any salaries, but you are part of the business. You are the guy who's giving the business to the company. Because of you only all these people are able to get the salaries and everything. Am I clear? So OLTP means it is wherever the fresh data goes there, that is OLTP application, and OLAP means historical data. That is what you got to understand. Clear? I'll give you a simple example I have given many times. So if you don't have a water supply, what you do? Morning 6 o'clock the water comes, you have to go to the street and collect the water. Water tanker comes, or you may have some water taps are available on the street. You don't have any water supply. Government of India is supplying a water to you. So what you do? You go to the you and your mother, father, everybody will take a bucket or the some ball and they'll go to the street. You collecting the water. When the bucket is full in the street, what you do? You bring the bucket and you have a tank. What is called a tank? Tank where data warehouse. You come here, you put the water, and again you go back and switch on the tap so that you will be able to get the water in your bucket or in your pot. So like that, your bucket is this, your sister is carrying this, your mother is carrying this, all the people going and collecting the water and putting the water into the tank. Now tank is your data warehouse and the OLTP is called your buckets. Bucket, what is the size? Size is very, very small, 30, 40 liters capacity, and fresh water will be collected. That data, that water you're going to be dumping into data warehouse. Data warehouse is a drum or the tank in your home. Clear? In your house. So that is what you're going to be doing. So manually you're going to be doing. One guy is told you, why are you manually doing all this circus, Bhaskar? So you have to right? So they're saying, why is that you're going to be loading all the data, all the water manually? Can't you buy a motor pump? So what is going to be happening? We know that we have to load the data into this. This is what is called your OLAP application. But one my friend told, don't load the data manually or don't put the water manually. Can't you buy a motor pump? Okay, can't you buy a motor pump? So I got one motor pump. You know motor pumps, right? So you can buy one motor pump in Amazon also, so that you can use this motor pump to load the water. Clear? When you buy a motor pump anywhere, not fountain motor pump, normal motor pump that I wanted to buy from Amazon. So if you see water motor pumps, a lot of motor pumps are available, right? So these pumps are available. I can buy a bigger capacity pumps, not the power query. This is a smaller pump. So this is what is called power query ETL. Very small pump it is. Okay, 240 rupees. Small, data it can load. Very small pumps. This is a power query. But we need a bigger pumps, and this is what is called your SSIS, right? So this is could be your SSIS or this could be your ADF. So these are the motor pumps you can buy, and you have the water, in the buckets. All the water it will take, it can dump into a bigger tank or data warehousing. Clear? So you need to understand what is a ETL. ETL is nothing but a motor pump. Clear? In your heart, in your body also you have a ETL. Who's the pumping the blood? It is a heart. Heart is also ETL. Remember, right? Your heart is also ETL. It is a pumping the blood from one place to another. Remember, without pumping the blood, you will die. So definitely, everybody is having ETL operations are performed automatically every minute. 80 times the blood will be pumped. Like that, we are not going to be pumping this. So we are going to be starting once in a week or once in a month or as soon as this is full. This bucket is full. You switch on the motor. The data can go to here. So that is what you need to understand. So ETLs are nothing but data importing exporting software. This is one company ETL. This is one more company ETL. For example, we have Informatica. Informatica is also one more company. One more company is ETL. Or we have IBM got data stage. So this is one more company motor pump. So this is one more company. This is one more company like that. You have plenty companies, Kirloskar, Rashi, right? We have Philox. So lot of companies are giving you Khaitan and Kirloskar. Lot of motor pumps are available. So you can buy either SSIS, it is Microsoft brand, or you can buy Informatica, some other company, data stage from IBM. Lot of ETLs are available. Lot of ETLs are available that you should be able to use and pump the data. Am I clear? So you are going to be connecting this motor pump and always you directly pump the water. So one day my mother is saying the data may not be very cleaned, Bhaskar. Can't you clean the water before you dumping? So what I do, I buy one more drum or the tank. So this is one more drum I'm going to be buying. So all the water from here, it will come to this pump where I'm going to be cleaning the water. So I'm going to be cleaning the water in this. Staging means a temporary. So where I clean the water, and after that the cleaned water from here will be going, and it is going to be occupied here. Okay? So every time, so I'm going to be getting the data, and all the time the data is going to go here after cleaning. After cleaning only, we are going to go and we are going to be putting the water. So every month I'm going to be cleaning the water and putting the water. So data warehouse data is cleaned data. Clear? So data warehouse only can store the data. You can understand, you go to the supermarket or you can go to the, a market or the mall, you are going to be buying a lot of vegetables. You buy some vegetables from the shop number one, you buy some chicken, shop number two, you go to the shop number three, buy some butter, cheese, milk, curds. So all the things you will be putting into your carry bag. This is what is called temporary. All the items are going to be putting here. So after coming home, what you do? You open this bag, you clean the vegetables, you clean the chicken, and you cut the potato. Lot of things you do it, and you put them in the salty water, and you clean them, right? So after cleaning them, what you do? All the vegetables properly you're storing into a refrigerator. So data warehousing is a refrigerator. All the vegetables are cleaned and kept it ready. But refrigerator only storing the data, right? So, but only if you store the data, nothing can happen. You need to process. You need to process the vegetables and the chicken, right? So there is a uh, there is a place called kitchen. What you do? You are going to be processing the food or preparing the food or cooking the food. Oven you have, stoves you have, grinders you have. So only storing data is not sufficient. You have to process the data. Clear? So who's going to be processing the data? There is one more application called SSIS, right? Where you're going to be processing the data after. So this is what is called your kitchen. You think like that. It is your kitchen. So kitchen where you're going to be processing the data. So for example, I have a lot of data. I have 10 and I have 20. I have sales. I have 10, 20 and again 5, and I want to know what is the grand total. Grand total will be 10 plus 20, 30 and 35. So that grand total is a processing. Clear? So this is going to be happening in the SSAS, because if you store the data, I wanted to know what is the complete sales for last 5 years. Last 5 years of data is not the only 2 rows or 3 rows. It is billions of data you have stored it. I wanted to know what is the grand total of that data. Now, do you think that it is very, very simple to aggregate or the perform the grand total? It is not very simple. For that, we have to create one more application. The application is called as a SSAS, is going to be getting the data and aggregating, and whatever the data has been processed, whatever the food has been processed, that you need to eat. So how do you serve the food? You have to take the food after kitchen and you're going to be keeping everything in the plate, right? This is where the reporting is going to come. So reporting where the data will get displayed. So the food will be served, get displayed. So we are going to be using Power BI, or you may use Excel, or you may use SSRS, or you may use a Tableau. Anything you can use so that the food can be served or food can be displayed, right? That is what you got to understand, guys. So these reports are can be given to the business user. Clear? So all the OLTP data will be loaded into the OLAP application, but only if you load the data. So in the data warehousing, that is not sufficient. You have to process. So OLAP means storing and processing. These two together called as OLAP. Only storing, you don't get anything. After storing in the data warehousing, you have to also process the data. The processed data, so cooked food has to be served in the plate, right? So the Power BI or the Tableau where you are going to be displaying, creating a lot of chart report, graph report. In that report, they will be able to see last 1 year sales is $35 billion. They'll compare with the last year data with the current year data, last 5 years Christmas data, last 5 years India sales data. So last 1 year, last 5 years, you have to process a lot of data, not only one data. You have to talk about country-wise sales, year-wise sales, month-wise sales, this-wise sales, that-wise sales, brand-wise sales. Lot of aggregations are going to be happening in your SSAS, and reporting purpose we're going to be using Power BI or SSRS or a Tableau. These reports are given to the end user. So collecting the data, cleaning the data, storing the data from here to here, from OLTP to OLAP, from this place. So again, clean, you're going to be processing the data. From here, this is what is called as a data preparation. Okay. Data preparation means what, Nana? You have to know, collect the data, clean the data, load the data into the data warehouse and process the data. Then only the reporting comes. So it is also called as a data engineering. అర్థమవుతుందా? So from OLTP to OLAP, if you bring the data, clean the data, store the data, you are doing data engineering activities, and later you also can do data engineering plus reports. So data engineering plus reporting is called as a data analytics or a business intelligence. Clear? So ETL people are part of data engineering. Reporting people will be after data is stored, after everything is done, you create a Power BI report. Power BI is going to be getting the data, creating a lot of reports. Now these reports are going to be given. Clear? So that is what you got to understand. So SQL you have to know, ETL you have to know, and you have to work with the data warehousing also. You have to know, and SSAS. Now you need not prepare, but if you wanted to prepare SSAS also, that is fine. Otherwise SSAS I'm going to give it to you for free, you should not be worried about. So you need to concentrate much more on SSIS and along with the SQL server. So if you wanted to know SSIS, compulsorily you have to study SQL server. So 2019 software you need to install it. So SSIS also we have to install it, you have to study. And so this is what you need to have. Plus data warehousing, I'm going to be giving you for free. SQL Server, if you don't have this knowledge, you need to buy the videos from us, and you have to learn, because without a SQL Server, there are 45 videos are available that you have to buy. 45 hours videos are available daily. You have to watch one video, write the notes, because only if you learn SSIS, there is no use. Clear? So this is what you need to learn. And SSIS will be, live classes I'm going to be conducting. But after this, I'm not going to conduct any live classes. So this is the last batch. And this will be 25 days or 25 hours class. We'll be having daily 1 hour. Same timing will be there. Tomorrow also will continue. We'll talk about some more things about SSIS, and we'll start with the how to install SSIS and everything in tomorrow's class. Clear? So daily 1 hour class will be there, and Monday to Friday we are going to be having classes, not on Saturday and Sunday. Clear? So remember, so the timings, same timings will be there. And if you miss this, opportunity, I'm not going to be conducting again SSIS, but SSIS is no coding software. Nothing you need to know to work with the SSIS. So, but to get the job, you have to have SQL Server knowledge. Data warehousing will be given for free. This will be 7 hours course. This will be given for free. So this is what you have to learn if you wanted to become a data engineering. Okay, data engineer. If you want to become, you have to learn this. But if you wanted to become a data analyst, so along with that, you have to learn Power BI also. Reporting software you need to learn. So then you will become a data analyst. Okay. Data analyst means data engineering plus you have to know the reporting. So Power BI, I'm going to be starting a new batch. Okay. New batch is going to start, and when it is going to be starting from the 1st of February. Okay, morning 8 a.m. the batch is going to be there. If you wanted to attend, write a mail, or you can also call these numbers. You will be able to get the meeting ID for that batch. You can continue. It will be for 45 days. Live classes will be there. Okay. So if you miss the any batch, so Power BI batch, so monthly only one batch will be there. 45 days it will be. And if you miss the this batch, you can go for the March 1st or April 1st. We have only one batch per month, and we don't have any other timings as well. If you are a busy guy, you should be able to buy the videos and practice them. If you have any doubts, you should be able to, ask me. You can call me, guys. Clear? So, guys, everybody has to fill the form. People who fill the form, they will be able to get the discounted fees, and today's recorded videos also will be given. I'm giving the this form in the chat window. Please fill this form, guys. Already filled it means ignore it. So this form is going to be having your email address, full name with surname, your course details, and location, city or the country. And other country people have to write their country code also and click on subscribe. So daily videos are going to be given. And if you fill the form, you will get the discount on the fee also. So, okay. If you're not able to fill whatever be the reason, you can mail me. So I will be able to, you know, send you the form in the mail. So this is my mail ID. In the mail, you can mention saying that, sir, could not fill the form. Can you send me the form? So I will be able to send the form. You will be able to fill it up after this meeting, after this session. Clear, guys? It will be 25 days class, and this is what you need to practice. And SSIS, as having more opportunities. If you learn SSIS and ADF is nothing, I'll tell you, people who know SSIS, they will learn in depth of ETL concept. ADF does not have those many ETL concepts, I'm telling you. So don't jump into ADF directly. Don't jump into ADF, because many people are saying ADF, and definitely you'll have, you don't understand many things if you learn ADF, guys. Okay. So it is very, very important that you have to know SSIS, but along with SSIS, you must know SQL, not, basics. In depth of SQL also we need to study. And you don't tell me that, sir, I am learning from YouTube or my friend will teach me. I know, sir, I have studied in BTech in my college. All those SQL is useless. I'm telling you, you have to buy the complete SQL videos. So we have created from very, very basic level to advanced level. We have SQL in Telugu and English language. You can buy the videos and practice them. Software tomorrow I'm going to be installing, and I'll give you software tomorrow, SQL Server software, so that the SSIS also can be installed. Clear? So the course content and everything I have already in the mail. I think you can see the course content there. If you have any question, you should be able to ask me now. So guys, so any questions you have, so that I will be able to answer. Ranjit is asking, SSIS and Informatica both are same. Yes, SSIS and Informatica both are same, but Informatica is completely out of the market long back. Okay. But SSIS and Informatica, data stage, ADF, all these things are ETL tools only. Clear? So Informatica is almost gone. ODI, Oracle Data Integrator, and we have data stage. All these things are called ETL tools only, right? So this is a completely drag and drop software, guys. Not at all complicated one. Course fees and everything will be informed. Today is holiday. My team is not there. Tomorrow after the demo, you will be able to get the course fees and everything. If you fill this form, you will get the discount, right? If you don't fill the form, you are not eligible for discounts. Make sure that you fill the form. And if you're not able to fill the form, at least you send me the mail with your details so that I'll forward. So tomorrow we will be able to, continue with the demo number 2. So we'll continue further tomorrow. Tomorrow we will install the software. And if you don't have the laptop ready, make sure at least within a 1 week you organize the laptop or a computer. Without a laptop or a computer, you will not be able to do any software course, either Power BI or SSIS. You will not be able to get. You have a much more opportunities, telling you. I'm telling you, with SQL and SSIS, you will have a much more opportunities in the IT industry. Even though you don't know Power BI, you will be able to get much more opportunities in the IT industry. You can learn anything first, anything later. SSIS first or Power BI first, anything later. There's no problem at all. Am I clear? Chalo, guys.